Welcome back, Golf Center. One of the things that keeps us going in this game is the ability to have a good body. And when we get over 50, I know that I'm in that.
What are you looking at me like that for?
We definitely need a little help with our game. And here to talk to us about that today is Scott Middleton, the Director of Personal Training from the Center for Health, Fitness, and Sports Performance. Scott, thanks so much for being with us.
Pleasure to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about the body when it gets over 50 and some of the things we have to look for to keep ourselves in the golfing mode.
Oh, well, I'd love to talk to you guys about that. You know, there's so much that can be done, and I think that what we need to do is make sure that we're working on improving our weaknesses and making them into our strengths.
All right. Be a little more specific on that. What, you know, where the body over 50, how is it different from the body that's just turned 40, and for the most part?
That's a great question, you know, and as we get a little bit older, our body has a longer history of injuries, slips, falls, or maybe even just repetition being out on the golf course. We tend to overutilize certain muscle groups and underutilize others. So a good exercise program is going to be one that identifies which areas need to be strengthened and which areas might need to be worked on for flexibility so that your swing and your golf game is going to be nice and smooth and you end up feeling really good all the way at the end.
So Scott, how are we going to determine what areas need to be worked on? Some people are flexible in some areas, not in others. Some might even be hyper flexible. How do we determine what areas need to be worked on?
Hey, I love that question because that's where a good qualified trainer could come in to help. I would get into a gym, meet with a trainer who's got years of experience and maybe some certifications, like something like a corrected exercise specialist. And then they can do a thorough examination on you to identify which muscles are tight and which ones need to be strengthened.
Basically a physical screening.
A physical
See
screening.
what you can do and can't do.
Absolutely.
That's terrific. Again, we are talking to Scott Middleton from the Center for Health, Fitness, and Sports Performance about getting more fit, being more fit when you get to the golf course, because as much as anything, even if you are, the swing is okay, we get tired, we'll wear out. 18 holes doesn't sound like much, but building up stamina is a key part of all this too, isn't it?
Oh, I agree completely, definitely, and that does start in the gym, and it also has something to do with nutrition. You need to make sure that your body is fed well and fueled so that you can make it through that whole golf run.
All right, now everybody says, okay, yeah, I need to do this, yeah, I need to do that. How many strokes can we take off our score, you know, by just being in better shape? Let's get to the bottom line.
Let's get to the bottom line. Now, I don't want to over-exaggerate on what I think the benefits could be, but, you know, these results will vary. If you're very out of shape, if you have muscles that really need to be strengthened, you can see a great improvement in your golf score. But I think typically what I've seen is an improvement of about 2 to 4 strokes. Okay. That's on an 18-round golf game. And that could happen within 2 to 3 months of beginning an exercise program.
Scott, let me ask you this. Of the people that come and see you in the category that we're talking about, what is probably the major area or two that needs to be worked on?
Good question. Let me give you just a couple more than 2. I'd say balance. You want to feel strong and sturdy when you're on top of that ball. Also, hip mobility. You got to be able to move the hips. Yep. And then also core stability. You need to be able to keep things still that need to stay still and keep things moving that need to be moving.
Funny, even though we're talking about things for golfers over 50, it sounds like a lot of the things I do with my younger students, working on balance, working on hip mobility so they can make their big turn and things like that. And definitely, like you said before, the stamina, the ability to maintain and have a good back nine. You see so many people die on the back nine with their score, and a lot of it has to do with stamina.
My guess is, Scott, that's a good habit to begin young, and the more you begin a habit young, the longer it'll last you.
Absolutely, guys. Start young. The sooner you can, the better. And then just carry those healthy habits through. Never stop. Keep that body moving, active, healthy, and flexible.
Start out with a good breakfast. Keep yourself healthy and active. You should be playing golf for a long time.
There you go. Scott Middleton, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.